We're here on day 9 of the Chicago NABC. We're just waiting for Bork Talk to get his hat. He went back into the flat to get his hat because he has to wear it. His deerstalker hat from Sherlock Holmes. And we're going in and we're playing in the 0 to 10k mixed event, and that is where both partnerships in your team have to be mixed partnerships. So I'm playing with Andy and Bork Talk's playing with Jessica. So we're going to meet Jessica at the venue because Jessica silly broke her foot, so hopefully that doesn't impair her bridge ability today. So this is a Swiss teams event. We'll get like 6 to 8 matches today. It's probably 8 sevens today, and then the field gets cut in half. We'll come back tomorrow with a small carryover and we will try and do it again. So that's our aim, just to get to tomorrow. Obviously getting to tomorrow with a carryover, a decent one, is good. You can effectively be like a match ahead going into the second day if you do well, so it's nothing to sniff at. The other teams, D-Lev won the 0 to 25k. He came out and I think he was sat at the last set and he was shaking his head going, oh, we've lost it. And then halfway through the speedball, or halfway through the memorial, I think he found out he'd won, something like that. So yeah, he won. Well done to him. He did a great speech yesterday at Sam's memorial. He's actually a really good public speaker because he didn't plan any of it. He just got up and started talking. I think that's just, if you meet him, that's just how he is. There's not much interest in the Roth Swiss teams, I think. The only person I can remember making it from our lot is Beans and Clark. So Roughing Finesse if you're on Discord, but Clark and Beans, they're on the same team, aren't they? Yeah, so Beans and Clark playing together. I think everyone else just treated it as a one-day Swiss teams and got themselves knocked out. And they're playing some other things today. I think some people having days off. Filthy's playing with the same team in open Swiss teams, or just random Swiss teams or something. So yeah, just to let them know, we came second in one of those, so let's see if they can beat that. So yeah, we're going in today. We're going to hopefully get some good hands today. I was going to walk in, but this editing is taking its toll on me, I'm afraid. I'm getting to bed later and later every night because I'm getting in later and later every night and all that sort of stuff. So I don't think I'm going to get an early night at any of these. So maybe the very last vlog might just take maybe just a day late or something, because I might just want to sleep when we're all done with this. So yeah, we're walking in now. We'll get in the bus. See you in a bit. So we're leaving a bit late. We're like 10 minutes away. Well, we're not 10 minutes away. We've got 10 minutes before the event starts. So hopefully our teammate is entering us. Andy and I are playing 2-over-1 today, and subtext, use brain H, which means just do the right thing. Talks about most situations, and situations where doubles are takeout versus penalty, and when it's Labour and Sol, when it's scrambling and things like that. So I think we'll be fine. I'm going to endeavour not to do anything that might be construed as undiscussed, but who knows, it will come up, I think. Yeah, it's 2 days left. Had a good time in Chicago. The weather's been fab, I think, every single day. The only day it rained was the very first day we were here, and we went to the supermarket and got caught in a downpour, but it was a hot downpour. It was a weird one. Coming from the UK, you just don't get those. So I think I'd highly recommend Chicago as a place to visit. I think it doesn't feel as touristy as I'd want. It feels very commercial, but there's loads of choice for food places and restaurants and things like that. So yeah, we're just walking at a fast pace, just trying to get there in time. And yeah, I'm pretty sure there's 8 matches today, and we'll just do our best. I mean, last time we did a 0 to 10k, we were 3rd after the first day, so that was pretty good. And we had a decent carryover, which really helps on day 2. So that's the aim. Just finished the first round, and we had, I don't know, it's probably something you need to talk about if you play Kokish, because we've just talked about it now. You pick up 2 low, Jack 3rd, King Jack to 4, Queen 10 to 4, and so it goes pass, and partner up into 2 clubs. So they don't bid at all. So you bid 2 diamonds. You don't have a positive, or at least not one you want to talk about. And then partner bids 2 hearts, which is Kokish. So basically, there's 2 ways to show strong balanced hands. You bid 2 ends straight away, or you go through 2 hearts first, and it allows you to kind of bracket off all your strong hands. So going through 2 heart shows like 25, 26, then jumping to 3N shows 27, 28, then going through two hearts and bidding 3N shows 29, 30, thereabouts. So you can show all that, and that's the reason people play it. So over 2 hearts you have to bid 2 spades with this hand, and then partner will say what they've got. So they've either got some sort of strong balanced hand with different point tiers, or they've got hearts. So over 2 spades, partner bids 3 spades. I'm like, oh brilliant, okay, I know the hand, they've got 4 spades and 5 hearts and something else. I want to bid 4 hearts. But I want to show a good hand with 4 hearts, and I can't do that. And so we hadn't discussed it. I think 4 clubs and 4 diamonds are murky. We've agreed now, just to keep it simple, that 4 clubs is a slam try in hearts and 4 diamonds is a slam try in spades, because I kind of want to show some good here. So I've got to decide whether to just make a slam try or not now, and I decided not to. I've got no spade honor, no key card for hearts. So although I've got this matching and minor suit values, I haven't got much that partner cares about. Obviously the king of diamonds might be useful. Queen of clubs is probably not useful unless partner's got ace and king with a short diamond, a void diamond or something. So not great. So I bid 4 hearts, and there we played. We made 11 tricks. Slam has play on a non-club lead, but it's not good. It's really not good. They can cash the club, and then they've got a spade trick to come. But yeah, it's something to talk about with your partner if you do play Kokish, what you do in this situation, because it's the one situation where you can't bid 3 hearts naturally to set up a slam try in hearts. So yeah, so that came up today, and we didn't get away with it because I don't think my hand's that great for a slam try, but if my hand was better, I'd be guessing. So a lead problem for you. You pick up Jack Doubleton, 10, 9, 8, 7 of hearts, 4 low diamonds and Jack to 3 clubs, one of your better hands, and you find yourself on lead after the auction. 2 no trumps on your right, Stamen on your left, 3 no trumps on your right, pass, pass, double from partner, pass, pass, pass. What would you lead against 3N doubled? So again, we've not played together before. What is double here? It's almost certainly going to be a major. Partner can't have clubs. We can rule that out because they didn't double 3 clubs. And it's almost certainly going to be a major. So which one do you lead? Have they got both? Have they got one? Have they got the other? A heart's less likely to give a trick away, but if partner's demanding a lead, might be right to lead a spade. Who knows? Anyway, the good news is, doesn't matter what you lead, it makes. Partner had ace, queen, 10 to 6 spades and the ace of hearts. And he's hoping that on a spade lead they just don't have 9 tricks before he set his spades up. King of spades could have obviously been in dummy, in which case it's a big goal. Spade lead could just take the first 6, 7 tricks or something like that when they've got 9 running tricks in the minors. So it sounds like Declara's got no interest in the majors, so you've got to lead 1. If you pick a spade, you probably keep it to 9. If you pick a heart, to think Declara can make 11, they only made 10, so we conceded 950. So far we're doing really well. We're on about 50 after 3. 50 after 3, yes, 50 after 3, so we're like 20 ahead of average, doing really well. There's one hand where you've got king, queen, 8 to 5 spades in your hand. Actually, I'll just put the hand diagram on the screen for you. And you're playing it by south, and the hand on your right had opened a heart, so the bidding had gone a heart on your right. You overcall a no trump, partner bids 3 no trumps, and you have to play it. You lead the 10 of hearts, and it goes 10 small 8, sorry, 10 small 6, which is discouraging, and you win, and you have to try and make 9 tricks here. Well, you've got 3 hearts and hopefully 5 spades and an ace of clubs. That's 9 tricks. So you lead the king of spades, and it goes small, small, jack. What do you do? What is the play here? Is this restricted choice, and so on? Do you finesse? So you obviously, if the spades are 4-1, you can pick them up. If the spades are 3-2, and he's false carding from Jack 10 doubleton, or he's just playing one of his cards from Jack 10 doubleton, you could go off. In fact, you probably do go off, because you probably don't have time to set up either a club or a diamond trick for your 9th trick before they get the hearts going, and they do have the ace, king of diamonds and king, queen of clubs. So what are the choices? Is this restricted choice? No, it's not. The reason it's not is because they can also false card from Jack 10x. It's not completely restricted. From Jack 10x, it's a free false card. You can play the Jack. and so on. So is it restricted choice? Well, when it's not restricted choice, you should just play for the drop. So it's a difficult one potentially. It's one of those ones which is dangerous if you know a bit. If you don't know anything, you just cash 5 spades and you make it, because the hand on your right has Jack 10 doubleton. And it's one of those things, if you've got a bit of information and you think it's restricted choice when it isn't, because good players will force card from Jack 10x, you end up going off, and the opponent against us took the finesse. He thought for a bit, took the finesse, and went off. I had Jack 10 doubleton, and Balk Talk at the other table played the king, went small 10, which is effectively equivalent. And he thought for a bit, and he says, "Is this?" He basically went to us and said, "Is this a restricted choice position?" And he went, "No." So I'm just going to play for the drop, and so that was 12 imps to the good guys. So yeah, we've got one more session before lunch. We're doing pretty well. We've won 3 out of 3 so far. I think we'll be in either first or second place out of 30 teams, and 16 make it today too. So we're doing quite well. So we're just having lunch at the burger place at the Sheraton, and it is, in our opinion, the joint first burger place we've eaten here. We've been to Chick-fil-A a few times. That's pretty good, but that's obviously chicken, and these are burgers. They're nice, they're greasy, and there's like a bridge special, so we get, refillable drinks, fries, and a burger for cheaper than normal, because we say we're in bridge. We are something like 66 after 4, so we're 26 ahead of average. We're doing really well. We're 10 clear with 4 sessions to go, and if we finish first, it doesn't really matter the magnitude of the victory. We'll get a carryover of 20, but the further ahead we are, the further our carryover will be ahead of other people. So we're just aiming to come first, and if we come first with a big score, great. If we come first with a small score, still pretty great. So well done, teammates. This is Jessica. We've not seen Jessica on screen before. This is Rob. Hey. They've had some really good cards each set, so it's really good. They covered for our plus 1700. They got plus 50, so that felt pretty good. Yeah, so we're doing really well. I think we had some interesting decisions actually, given the hand dealt boards. A lot of swingy sets, and we've just come out ahead on the swings. So we have conceded some chunks of imps as well, but we've won every match. So we're just going to have a nice greasy burger, and we'll come back for the second half. So this is a hand played in Filthy's match in the one-day Swiss teams. That was happening today. It was just a one-off. I think they won 4 out of 6 matches, so they finished above average, but not near the very echelons at the top. And this was a defensive problem. So I've had to hide the bidding because I've hidden the north and the west hands. You are south, and you open 2 clubs, which is precision. You play precision here, and this goes 2 hearts by west. Your partner bids a non-forcing 2 spades. East bids 3 hearts. You get back in there with 4 clubs. You do have 8 of them. And this goes 4 hearts, pass, pass, pass. So you're defending 4 hearts with this 8-card club suit. And your partner leads the 6 of clubs. I think if I have to press play, there we go. 6 of clubs. So Declare plays low, and you win with the jack, and the 10 comes up from south. And now you're at decision point 1. You're playing imps, so you're trying to beat this. So decision point 1, we've got to choose between returning our 8 of spades or trying to cash a second club. Now partners led the 6 of clubs. The only club you're missing is the 3, and this is consistent with partner having 6-3 doubleton, but you're playing as good people. Declarer will always play their highest club from 10-3 doubleton. They're not going to let you know that there's a second club cashing. They're going to hide the 3 if they've got it. So effectively it's a guess, potentially. So the other option is to play a spade and try and get a ruff. So you can play a spade and get a ruff. And for me, this feels like it's one of those things that you might have a bit of table presence for. There might be an indication that the way declarers played the club, or the way, something like that, that that they've got another one in their hand. So the south at this particular table got this right. They were able to cash a second club, and they got some useful information from partner. He got ace of clubs, 3 of clubs. Their partner played the queen of spades, and you get the club. So now what do we think? So we've got 2 tricks, and we need 2 more. Where are they going to come from?
Well, you've got King 10 of diamonds over the Jack, so if partner's maybe got the Queen of diamonds, you can potentially get another diamond trick there, and partner's discarded the Queen of spades, which tells you a few things, two things. One, partner's spades are good, they've probably got Queen Jack 10 9, or Queen Jack 10 or something like that. They're good enough to win some, or to stop Declara making like low spades, but then they haven't got the ace. So you know from the Queen of Spades discard that there isn't going to be a spade ruff, so you know that's off the table. So we could play a spade to try and just get off lead. We don't really want to play a club because that gives a ruff and discard, and we allow partner to just, you know, clarify the position. Partner gets count on the spades and things like that. But we're trying to beat it. So where are our two tricks coming from? Partner might only have 6 spades, in which case they can win the third round of spades and you might get a diamond trick. But what you need to do in this particular case is think about what's going to happen. You know Declara's got the ace of spades. You know you've got King 10 doubleton diamond. It's likely that Declara has got 6 hearts here. So if you just exit passively with a spade or a heart, or I mean a diamond isn't passive and you might give a trick away, so you don't really want to do that. If you play the King of diamonds, they win the ace and they play one towards the Jack 9. Your partner, if they have the Queen, has to concede lots of diamonds to dummy, so that won't work. The 10 of diamonds for the same reason won't work. They can just run this and then your King falls. So let's assume partner's got the Queen of diamonds. How are we beating it? Well, if you just exit passively, they're going to cash 2 hearts and maybe 2 spades, maybe with a spade or maybe not, and then play ace and another diamond. Well, what do you do on ace and another diamond? You get thrown in and you have to give a ruff and discard for the contract. If Declara has a losing diamond, you have to give them a ruff and discard. They throw that away and so on. So Declara's shape, they've got 2 clubs and 6 hearts. They're going to have 5 cards in spades and diamonds. If they've got only 2 spades and 3 diamonds, you ruff and discard. They throw the diamond away and they haven't got a spade loser. If they've got 3 spades and 2 diamonds, it doesn't really matter. The same thing happens. You get thrown in with the diamond and you have to give a ruff and discard, and they discard their spade loser. So we know if we do defend passively, they're going to make this. So what you need to do to beat this is play partner for 2 specific cards. We know they haven't got the ace of spades, so the 2 specific cards you need to play them for are a trump honor, usually the Queen here. If they've got the King, they're going to make it anyway. So we're going to play partner for the Queen of hearts and the Queen of diamonds, and we need to play for specific distribution. We're going to play for the distribution you can see here. Okay, which isn't inconsistent with the bidding. It was actually the distribution of the hand. And what we're going to do is we're going to play a third club. Now what's Declara do? You've given them a ruff and discard, but they haven't actually got a loser they can throw away. You can see from the West Hand, they could throw a diamond away and ruff in dummy, or they could throw a spade away, which doesn't actually help. They've got 2 diamond losers, but because of the end play they were going to get you with, their second diamond loser is going to go away. But they still have to lose that first one. So if you discard a diamond, your partner as North is able to ruff with the Queen of Hearts and then sit back and you can wait for your diamond trick. If West tries to ruff high with the King of Hearts, exactly the same thing happens. North's going to win the Queen of Hearts later on and you can sit back and wait for your diamond trick. You can't end play North because you've got King and Queen of diamonds between you, so they can always X in a diamond to your King and still make the Queen later on. So that came up at the table. I believe the bidding and the theoretical thing are imps. You should probably get that right. I think it's difficult to give a ruff and discard correctly that early in a hand, but looking at the hand, and with partner's Queen of Spades, which is a really good discard, I don't think there's any other option. So if you've managed to beat that, well done. That was that came up in Filthy's math. One table beat it, one table didn't. Different auction at the other table, obviously, and I can't quite remember the exact pips, but it was roughly like this. So thanks for that interesting hand, Filthy.
So you pick up Queen Jack X, stiff, Ace King to 7, Ace King doubleton, and that's a good hand. Whoa, what a good hand. And pass, and partner opens, brilliant. 5 clubs, oh no. So partner opens 5 clubs, pass to you, and the colours are favourable for you. So the hand on your right had a small pause before passing, so I don't know whether that weighs into your decision as to whether to bid 6 clubs or not. And I'm like, I just think it's a complete guess. at the time. I'm like, what could happen? Well, they've almost suddenly got 8. Could they have an ace? Could they have a void? And I figured if they have a void, it's almost certainly going to be in diamonds. So I think it all comes down to whether the partner's got a major suit ace. And the thing is, Andy with 8 clubs would open 5 clubs with no major suit ace, and with the major suit ace. What you're doing when you have 8 clubs at favourable is you're gambling that they've got 4 major on, and you're just bidding 5 clubs. So I think it's a bit of a guess. I decided to pass. I think just getting a positive on the board is good when you're not sure. My hand's pretty good, but you know Andy's bidding on a bad hand because you've got ace king of trumps and a side ace king and all this shape and distribution. So I ended up passing, and obviously Andy has the ace of spades. I think it was singleton. Was it singleton? Yeah, singleton ace of spades, which is fine, but Andy could have had the same hand without the ace of spades. So I passed, we made 12, and we'll see whether teammates have conceded slam or not. I'm about to score up after round 5. So with 3 sessions to go, we were already through. We're on 84 VPs or 85 VPs out of 100, and we've played 2 more sessions. We're waiting to score up this one, and we're probably on about 84, 85 out of 100. We lost the last set, 17-3 or something, so we're maybe on 87 or whatever. And then it feels like we got 7 negative scores. So I tried to interfere with their auction, and they took the right finesse in slam because I'd helped them out in the bidding. We misdefended a game. Very, very nice. Okay, so I'll do one of my punts as well then. So I had Stingleton, King Queen to 3, King 10 to 4, Ace Queen Jack to 5, and I'll put it on the screen for you. And the bidding had gone. We were unfavourable, and it goes 2 spades past, 4 spades to me. And I was playing, a little old lady, and sometimes you get a read of when they've got their bid, and I read that she had her bid. I used to play poker quite seriously, and so I thought, oh, she's got this. I don't want to wander in and go for 800 or 1100 or whatever stupid thing I would go for if I took an action. So I passed, and we put down a 9 count with 5 spades. I'm like, oh, I got that wrong. So if I double, Andy has 5-5 in hearts and clubs. We find 5 clubs, and we get a flat board. We would have still lost that match. They made a tricky 3N. It was a tough decision. They had a heart suit of singleton opposite King Queen Jack 9, and not only did they play a heart to the 9 on the first round, which they're immediately off if they get it wrong, they played for hearts to break 4-4. So he's played for 10 to 4 hearts on side, or ace 10 to 4 hearts on side. Played a heart to the 9. And made it, and there are much better lines available, and Borktok took a different line and ended up going off, so we lost that match, and it looks like we're going to lose this match as well. But it doesn't really matter, we're through anyway. But obviously if we can win this session or finish high in this session, we can start with like nearly a 30 VP head start over 16th tomorrow. So we've got 1 match to go, we'll try and win it, and then we're going to go to a nice Thai restaurant for dinner, I think. So oh well. So it looks like we're 2nd or 3rd. We won the last match by 13 imps. We had such a big lead. We were like 20 clear after 5 matches, so we had such a big lead that even though we weren't leading going into the last match, we were only behind effectively the teams that had blitzed us. So we're through in 3rd with 30 teams. So it's sort of right where we want to be. Maybe 2nd. There's 1 match that might swing it, and if they lose heavily, we might sneak 2nd. But we'll have a decent carryover. We'll have a carryover of around 25 to 30 VPs. We won't have 30 because the leads will have 30, but we can get somewhere around 25. So we'll be a few VPs behind them going into day 1. So we're just going to go down to the bar for a drink, celebrate it. Team played pretty well today. I think the whole day the pressure's been off because we had such a big lead at such an early stage in the event, and we were qualifying with 3 matches to go. It just felt like a breeze, to be honest. So and it's really good because Andy and I hadn't played together before. We didn't have any partnership misunderstandings. We had a couple of punts either way, but they weren't partnership errors, so that's a good sign. Individual punts, they're just going to happen because it's bridge and we're not perfect. So we're going to go down for a drink. We're going to have potentially an earlier night than last night after the memorial thing, and we're going to be back tomorrow fresh for 1 more day of bridge, day 10 of the NABC, where we're trying to fight for the 0 to 10k mixed crown.